If someone handed you $1 million today, what would you do with it? Would you spend it on the things you've always dreamed of, the house, the car, the life you imagine when you close your eyes at night? Or would you do something different, something unexpected, something that changes not just your life but someone else's too? Now imagine a person who didn't just think about that question but built an entire life around answering it again and again, in bigger and more unbelievable ways each time. Imagine someone who took the simple idea of giving and turned it into one of the most powerful forces on the internet. That person is MrBeast, and his story is not just about success. It's about obsession, risk, failure, learning, and a mindset so relentless that it refuses to accept average as an option. Jimmy Donaldson did not start with millions. He did not start with a team, a brand, or a strategy that guaranteed success. He started the way most people do, with nothing but curiosity and a simple camera. As a young teenager, sitting in his room, he uploaded videos that almost no one watched. Days would pass with barely any views, weeks would go by with no growth, and months would stack on top of each other with no sign that anything was working. For most people, that silence would be enough to quit. It would feel like rejection, like proof that maybe this path wasn't meant for them. But for Jimmy, it meant something else entirely. It meant there was something to learn. Instead of seeing failure as a dead end, he treated it like a puzzle. Why didn't people click? Why didn't they stay? Why didn't they care? These questions became an obsession. While others were casually posting and hoping for results, he was studying patterns, analyzing thumbnails, or watching videos, breaking down what worked and what didn't. He wasn't just creating content. He was trying to understand human attention itself. And that mindset, that willingness to stay in the game long after the excitement fades, is where his journey truly begins to separate from everyone else's. Years went by like this. Imagine that for a moment. Years of effort with almost no reward. No viral moment. No instant success. No sudden breakthrough. Just slow, quiet, invisible progress. This is the part of the story most people never see, because it's not exciting. It's not glamorous. But it's the foundation of everything that comes next. Because in those quiet years, Jimmy was building something far more valuable than views. He was building skill. He was building understanding. He was building resilience. Then one day, something different happened. He made a video that sounded almost ridiculous on the surface. He decided to count to 100,000 on camera. It was long, repetitive, and seemingly pointless. But it was also something no one else was doing. It was strange enough to stand out, simple enough to understand, and intriguing enough to keep people watching. And for the first time, the internet responded. People clicked. They stayed. They shared. They talked about it. And just like that, a door opened. But what's important here is not just the video itself. It's what it represented. It showed him that being different matters. That in a world full of noise, the only way to be heard is to do something that breaks the pattern. And once he understood that, he didn't go back to playing it safe. He leaned into it. He started pushing boundaries, testing ideas that felt bigger, riskier, and more unpredictable. He gave away money to strangers, created challenges with huge rewards, and built videos around moments that felt impossible to ignore. At first, people were confused. Why would someone give away thousands of dollars just for a video? Why would someone risk so much for content? But that confusion quickly turned into fascination. Because what he was doing tapped into something deeper than entertainment. It tapped into emotion. People weren't just watching his videos. They were feeling them. They were experiencing surprise, excitement, hope, and sometimes even disbelief. And that emotional connection is what transformed casual viewers into loyal audiences. As his channel grew, so did his ambitions. What started as small giveaways turned into massive productions. What started as simple ideas turned into large-scale challenges involving multiple people, locations, and resources. But even as the numbers increased, the core idea remained the same. Create something that people cannot ignore. Create something that makes them stop scrolling, lean in, and feel something real. And behind every video was a level of detail and planning that most people never see. Every second mattered. Every decision had a purpose. This wasn't luck. This was strategy combined with creativity at the highest level. But there's another side to this story that makes it even more powerful. As he earned more, he didn't just keep it. He reinvested it into his content and into other people. He turned success into a tool for impact. He helped strangers pay off debts, funded surgeries, supported communities, and created opportunities for people who had none. And in doing so, he redefined what success could look like in the digital age. It wasn't just about views or money anymore. It was about influence, about the ability to change lives in real, tangible ways. This is where his story becomes more than just inspiring. It becomes instructive. Because it shows that success is not a straight line. It's not something that happens overnight. It's something that is built through consistent effort, through learning from mistakes, and through a willingness to keep going when there is no guarantee of success. It's about showing up again and again, even when no one is watching, even when no one is clapping, even when it feels like nothing is working. And perhaps the most important lesson of all is this: he started before he was ready. He didn't wait for perfect conditions. He didn't wait until he had the best equipment, the best ideas, or the best plan. He started with what he had and improved along the way. That's a principle that applies far beyond YouTube. Whether it's starting a business, learning a skill, or pursuing any kind of goal, the biggest obstacle is often the decision to begin. People wait because they're afraid of failure. But what they don't realize is that waiting is the real failure. Because every day you wait is a day you're not learning, not improving, not moving forward. As time went on, his influence expanded beyond just videos. He built a team, collaborated with others, and created systems that allowed him to scale his ideas to levels that once seemed impossible. And through all of it, he maintained the same core mindset that started it all. Focus on the audience. Focus on creating value. Focus on making something that matters. Because at the end of the day, success is not about what you take from the world, but what you give to it. Think about that for a moment. In a world where many people chase attention, he earned it by giving. In a world where many people focus on themselves, he built his brand around others. And in doing so, he created something that stands out in a way that is both powerful and rare. Because people don't just follow him for entertainment. They follow him because they believe in what he represents. And that brings us back to you. Because this story is not just about one person. It's about a way of thinking. It's about the idea that where you start does not determine where you finish. It's about understanding that failure is not the opposite of success, but a part of it. It's about realizing that the only difference between those who succeed and those who don't is often the willingness to keep going. Right now, somewhere in the world, there is someone starting from zero. No audience, no recognition, no guarantee of success. Just an idea and the courage to begin. And years from now, they might be the next big story. Not because they were lucky, not because they had everything figured out, but because they didn't quit. Because they were willing to learn, to adapt, to push through the difficult moments when most people would walk away. So ask yourself this: what are you waiting for? The perfect time, the perfect idea, the perfect conditions. Because those things don't exist. The only thing that exists is the opportunity in front of you right now. The chance to take one step, to start small, to begin building something that could grow into something extraordinary. The journey of MrBeast is proof that extraordinary outcomes come from ordinary beginnings combined with extraordinary persistence. It's proof that success is not reserved for a select few, but available to anyone willing to do the work. And most importantly, it's proof that the impact you can have on the world is limited only by your willingness to try. Because in the end, it's not about becoming the next MrBeast. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about taking your ideas, your passions, your goals, and turning them into something real. It's about stepping into the unknown and trusting that with enough effort, enough learning, and enough determination, you can create something meaningful. And maybe, just maybe, one day someone will tell your story. Not because it was easy, but because you chose not to quit. Not because you had everything, but because you made something out of nothing. And when that day comes, the question won't be how you did it. The question will be why more people didn't try.